I'm Brant Bayless. I grew up in Ponca City, Oklahoma. It was a small town, and yeah, I wanted to play the violin, and they had a bunch of violas that they were basically giving away for free. So I got a free viola. Yeah, that's kind of it. It's my origin story.
Free violas?
Free violas.
A memoir. I'm Rainer Eudeikis, principal cellist of the Utah Symphony. You know, he's sort of paving the road to hell like the entire way with good intentions through the whole piece. But it is something I've sort of thought about a lot, because Don Quixote is this, I mean, for those that don't know, he's an older man. I mean, he's not a peasant. He has land and, you know, property, but he's not exactly well off. And he basically spent all of his time reading these adventure stories of knights and, you know, damsels in distress and all of this. And he's read so many of them that he's kind of addled his own brain, and he thinks that he himself is a knight. And, you know, he sort of takes things from around him and imagines them to be what they aren't. I think my favorite instance of painting with sound is the variation where Don Quixote sets out to attack a bunch of sheep that he doesn't realize are sheep. And they're in the brass and elsewhere, there are these sort of sounds that they make. And as a whole, it really does sound like some bleating with a T sheep. And maybe later with a D, bleating, I don't know. So it's stuff like that that's just, it really does paint a picture in your mind, whether you want it to or not.
Don Quixote, like the characters are just, they're so rich. You know, the orchestration, in my part especially, I play the part of Don Quixote's sidekick, Sancho Panza. And the writing is a little bit bumbling, and, you know, there's this motive that that to me is, you know, Sancho, like, you know, scurrying after his lord and, you know, cleaning up messes and trying to prevent others, and you know, you hear it in a very the viola by itself role playing this melody, but more often you hear it just kind of in the background as other things are going on, and as Don and Sancho Panza go on through these adventures, you know, you hear always Sancho Panza scurrying around trying to fix things.
Yeah, so speaking of seeing things not as they are, Dulcinea is sort of this woman that Don Quixote is fixated on and loves in a courtly way, in, you know, sort of unrequited, unattainable way. And it's especially unattainable because she, as he thinks of her, does not really even exist. And throughout the entire story, they never actually, I mean, he never actually finds her. So it's always just this, you know, you'll hear Madeline playing in the melody.
Bizarre, chromatic kind of flights of fancy.
Yeah, and you hear the theme elsewhere in the oboe, and, you know, lots of instruments play it to allude to that character. If you're coming and you just want to know what to sort of listen for and what to observe as the variations come and go, basically we have a theme that's like 6 notes. Da 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 da. Sing along. Da 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 dee da. And that theme comes in so many different varieties, but if you just listen for those notes, those intervals, you'll hear it throughout the entire piece, and it really shows Strauss's skill that you don't feel like you're just having the same stuff just regurgitated and, you know, making small changes thrown back at you.
So I mean, the challenges are myriad. I mean, it's very technically difficult. The one thing that kind of sticks out in my mind as being a challenge for the Sancho Panza part is the one part where I have to tune my low C string on the viola down to a B natural. And it's only there for their 2 notes that start 2 different phrases, and then you tune it back up to regular.
You know, everyone should come twice, both nights, because hearing it one time isn't even, you know, I'm still hearing new things every time we play it, and I've been listening to it in my car for like a year.